I just remember that this is timed. I wanted to take a second, but I can't take a second because this is timed. All right, so here we go. Starting the next episode right now. I got my mouse still. Who's the culprit with a saw in the empty room? Oh my god, that's right. Oh my god, what? I can't remember how this works. Okay, the small stone. Oh god, look at all this stuff, dude. Sickle, path made with salt, sliding lock, remove floorboard. So this is starting at the very, very beginning. What weapon knocked Anji unconscious? It would have been. Oh my god, there's too much stuff here. What was compressing the injury? Do we have the bandage unlocked? The duct tape. The duct tape. Yeah. That'll go there. Jesus. I think that this... I shouldn't get distracted, but I really feel like this closing argument system is the best out of all the Danganronpa games. Wait, no, didn't they do this in 2? I don't remember. It's been like 6 months since I played 2. It's a long time. More than that. What effigy was stabbed with the katana? That'd be Kaede. We don't have her yet. The handle of the spinning katana. Wait, the removed floorboard. That, yeah. It's literally what killed her. Okay, whatever. Whatever, video game. Whatever. Oh, wait. Wait. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, video game. Sorry. My bad. I acknowledge that I made a mistake. Let's see. The handle of the spinning katana. When Anji's body was found, who unlocked the door? That would be Kokichi, but we don't have that yet. Let's see. What object? Yes, that would be the stone. The stone. Let's see. What weapon did the culprit set up on the iron cage? That'd be the sickle. That was placed to kill. Placed by Korekio, whoever you are. Let's see. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? Me, actually. Oh, wait, the gold leaf katana. Hang on. That's a weapon. Okay, well. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a lot of these answers are right in front of me. I'm not like not exactly thinking about it. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, that hit the sliding lock. All right. What's the last clue I have? The path made with salts. Yeah, we're gonna have to fast forward here. How was going to move around the darkness? There we go. This is going pretty smoothly, I'd say. All right, now we unlocked everything else. Doodle-doo-doo. I love the little sound it makes. Listen. Alright, now we got everything. Footsteps. Shuichi extinguishes the flame. Stab cut his effigy. Way to disrespect her like that. Really, really cool of you. Alright, so let's start. Who is the culprit with a saw in the empty room? Kokichi's lockpicking? Who is the culprit with the saw in the empty room? I mean, that would be the guy, right? Okay, there we go. I would assume it would be like a specific person, but I guess I gotta keep the mystery, even though it's, you know, it's kind of obvious. Kokichi. Boom. Boom, we got him, ladies and gentlemen. Who besides Kokichi? That'd be me, aka Shuichi. Shuichi is me. I identify as Shuichi. When the culprit approached the cage, what was the last thing? Footsteps. It's probably gonna be this one. Stomp hard. Yep. And then lastly, oh, stop making me look at her. I wish Tenko was still alive. It hurts me. But you know what? On the bright side, we do get to watch Korekio die. I'm just a little conflicted about it because I'm confused about his actual existence. Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. Man, this has really happened in like 24 hours, dude. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and to whoever picked a room. Jesus, man, he's going at it! To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspiece in all 3 rooms. Yep. Oh, look at her. God, how can someone so, like, innocent and cute-looking be just the worst? I mean, like, legitimately, like, the worst person ever. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. I guess she heard it, and then she walked in, and he was like, ugh! But what if she walked into him, like, with his mask down, and she was like, what the heck are you? Like, what are you doing? Who are you? Are you Korekio? Are you a mysterious magical woman? I don't know. Anji walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual, and had gone to the room for a candle. I love that. That looks really cute. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces. This is crazy. They just turn this whole thing on your head, where you're like, Anji was the intended target, Tenko was just like a secondary, someone's trying to throw us off or trying to cover the mystery of the first. But no! This chapter's been amazing. Anji might not have concluded that. It was tied to some kind of meta plan. But now that Anji had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not a culprit. He killed her. And he, honestly, I give it to him, this whole thing was very, very clever. He did a good job of it. He did. Oh, he's gonna smack her with it now. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Anji in the head. Jesus. Man, he really whapped her there. The culprit did not want to give up on the plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Anji's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to the research lab. This is insanity, man. This is so good. This is a lot better than Chapter 2. Not that the second class trial was boring, but this is just a lot better. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. Because, like, the whole point, like Chapter 2 wasn't good until the murderer was found, but now I'm like, this is just thoroughly entertaining in general. There's so much mystery. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Anji's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. I mean, we probably would have. Just would have taken a little bit longer. Look at that sword. Schlam. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the Ultimate Art Lab. Locked the front door from inside. And stabbed Kaide's effigy. It's messed up. And they took out the katana they brought from their own lab. Jesus! Oh god, I forgot he hadn't killed her yet. And then they stabbed Anji in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Jesus, man. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. Good lord. You think Shuichi's gonna take the Kaide effigy and keep her in his room and talk to her like she's a real person because he's losing his sanity from this killing game? That was a dark thought. There were 2 reasons for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. Jesus. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaido's effigy near the rear entrance. Jesus, man. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. I gotta be honest, that was 200 IQ. That was a 200 IQ play, and I respect it. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Look at her go! Look at her spin around! Whip. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. Click! The handle of the katana then hit the sliding door, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, and the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back in. Act 3. Then, this morning, we opened the room and discovered Anji's body. Man, this actually all happened in, like, what, like 8 hours? 6 hours? Less than that, probably. It's still light outside. It was still light outside. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing the seance. That's like, this is all really obvious. I suspected Kiyo from the beginning, as I've said several times. It just seemed too obvious. But even still, I keep getting surprised. They keep throwing these twists at you. It's really well done. I'm happy with this trial. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Sorry, Kibo. But to be fair, if I wasn't there, we never would have solved this. Just saying. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the corporate claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the corporate's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. She never needed it. She never needed the stone. It was just to mark her death point. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Jeez, man. Clunk. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The corporate then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize that at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the corporate. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. Are sickles really that small? I just have this image of the Grim Reaper in my head with just like a 4-foot long giant sickle. Anyway, while they were covering the cage with the cloth, they secretly placed a sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. Jesus. And it was there the whole time. The corporate used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. Act 5. Wow, that is hard to read. After preparations were complete, we began the seance. Man, this is a long, long recap. I forgot how much happened here. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Cage Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our corporate had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the corporate began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our corporate had a guide. Could we not, like, hear the sound of his voice moving, or what? Are we deaf? Do we not have... Can you go? I don't know why. I really genuinely have no idea why my mouse just stops working randomly. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with the salts. The corporate felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. Once again, even if the salt wasn't there, I don't understand how they couldn't have just positioned themselves and slowly walked... whatever. And when the corporate reached the center of the circle... Maybe they had to follow that to... No, because... Whatever. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm not going to question anymore. They found a floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Dash. And yeet! Seesaw effect. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floor. Jesus. At least she probably didn't feel any pain, right? Jesus, the floorboard lifted up like a seesaw effect and pushed Tenko's body up toward the center of the cage with a seesaw effect. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on top of the cage. Because of the seesaw effect, she was killed right before our eyes and we didn't even see it. God, man, what a brutal way to kill somebody. After committing the crime, the corporate followed the salt back to their corner. I hate you, Keel. Just kill. You killed one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite character's best friends as well. That character is the same character. Yeah, talking about Himiko is the best. Whatever. You'll know what I mean. Sorry, I had way too much caffeine before this. I won't do this again. Finish the ritual and had us light the candles. We followed the corpus directions and removed the equipment for use for the seance. Great. BAM! Oh, she's super dead, dude. And discovered Tenko's body. That is a tiny sickle. It's so small. Now while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle. And dropped it on the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Yeah, so sneaky. I mean, to be fair, I would also be distracted by a dead body. I probably wouldn't notice someone dropping something through a hole in the corner of the floor. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was a magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. Look at those gross and... Bro, cut your nails, dude. That's nasty. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. Not that it really could have mattered. Okay, well, I guess the fact that the circle was altered definitely is damning evidence. But even if it wasn't, it doesn't mean that he couldn't... I'm sorry. I said I was done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna... I'm done. But now we know for certainly. Yes. Yes, okay. So that's why it's relevant. So I'm not gonna argue that anymore. Kyo, dude, you are freaking me out, man. Korekyo Shinguji, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders, aren't you? Dude, what is happening? This is nuts. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits. Sweet Korekyo, there are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay. So, you finally admit you did it. Unfortunately, yes. Yes, it's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends. What are you talking about, dude? More than 100 friends? It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100. Does that mean like murder victims? Or what are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this. Who gives a heck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already. Roger that! One voting time! Coming up!
The heart-racing excitement does.
The heart-racing excitement! As the block into the spot is finally fades off! Yeah, sorry Monodam. Your friends have just abandoned you. It's voting time! Monodam's definitely gonna kill somebody. Someone's dying in this execution. Alright, Kyo. It was a, you know what, I respect it. It was a good, you know, it was a good attempt. A lot of good stuff in there. You really drove the point home with your second identity that we're gonna get explained, I'm sure, here. Now then, it seems to be Let's see the result. This has been insanity, man. Just crazy. Just so crazy, you know? Results! Yep, unanimous. Did he vote for himself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, alright. Who will be chosen to block it? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Verdict! Yep, Shinguji. Korekyo Shinguji. Oh, look at all those monocoins. Oh man, I wonder which Monokid's gonna. I hope it's Monotaro, because Monofanny's voice is really fun, honestly. Alright! It's too early to call this one. But look at all these A's. That class trial, you know what? That's probably, well, probably the smoothest one I've had. I mean, that's all A's except for 1B. I only had to cut, like, twice, and one of them I figured it out literally, like, 10 seconds after I stopped. So that was pretty clean. Almost a clean sweep here. Almost a clean sweep here. Did have to do one retry, and yeah, it was on the seesaw effects. It was on the seesaw effect, Hangman's Gambit. But what are you gonna do? Jesus, man. Wow, seriously? I spit everywhere. You're correct again? Amazing! This is the 3rd correct verdict in a row. If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How's this gonna last that long? It's finally over. No, not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why did you kill Anji and Tenko? Yeah, he no need to kill them both, no matter what motive he have. Motive? Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder? Don't tell me, were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito? Shut up! I never said I was scared! The resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Because we're friends, I'll tell you. I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that. I believe that. So it has nothing to do with the motive? Then why? For the one that I love. There is someone that I love. From the bottom of my heart. Someone so dear. Someone I long for. It's him! It's himself. That's Korekyo's ass we're looking at. Before you get too excited. I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says. That was an uncomfortable image to look at. Bragging about your perfect love life? Frick you. Some of us aren't that lucky. Yeah, honestly, not that it bothers me though. I'm fine mentally. So to see this lover of yours, you had to escape. That's why you killed Anji and Tenko? But why did you need to kill both? If you ask if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no. Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. This is crazier than I imagined. Don't look at me! I'm not his lover! Calm down, no one would want it disgusting. That was mean. What the what? He's not wrong. Kyo! Who is it? Who's this person you love? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside this academy. I mean inside me. Yes, the one I love lives inside me. My dearest sister. Sister? Don't look at me! I'm not his sister! Well, duh, if you were his sister, he would have killed himself already! Whoa! Your sister? But didn't you say she was your lover? It is not that difficult. My sister is my lover. Okay!